Y'all, we'll get started right after the intro. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. We are here. We are here. We are about to review season 3, episode 1 of Bel Air, entitled Baby I'm Back. Oh no, any kind of fool could see I was wrong, and I just can't live without you. Yeah, if you're Gen X, you know what that song is. All right, let's get this housekeeping out the way. Please hit that like button. Also, subscribe. And once you subscribe, you'll be open to a plethora of movies and television shows that I have reviewed. Right here, going across down the bottom, I'm going to keep right here for maybe a few more minutes. If you want to support this channel for free, hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that like button. And also share this video. That helps me a lot. If you want to support this channel monetarily, hey, there's my Cash App going around down at the bottom, Pam Entertainment TV, and memberships are available. Let's get into this. Baby, see, they dropped 3 episodes for us. And I'm gonna review each episode in its individual thing because I'm trying to keep these reviews 15 minutes. So let's get into this. So the episode is Baby I'm Back. So I took me some notes. I don't even know if you can see these notes, but I took some notes, honey, because I was excited for things to come on. So it comes out, we see Will and Lisa. They're still kissy kissy. They're not trying to define their relationship, but they're still in a relationship. But Lisa is the one more taking like a back seat. She's more trying to just feel what's going on. But they're still involved into relationship teams and things like that. And so each one of them, I guess, for the summer, and the theme of the summer is everybody is about to get to do the things that they need to do to kind of level up. So Lisa is leveling up. She has a job at the country club. She's a lifeguard, but she's also training for nationals. She wants to win gold at the nationals. We see Will. He's still playing that tournament ball. He is working up to get to Las Vegas because there's a big tournament going on. So he's been playing that. So everybody's just pretty much figuring out what they're going to do for the summer. And that's what initially they're doing. Will is smoozing and all those kind of folks, those people at the country club, child. Every time you turn around, Will is talking to somebody, doing all kinds of different things. He's having a good time, and Will is that personality. He's always had the gift of gab. So he is really schmoozing up those people at the country club. So he comes in contact with the guy named Quentin Harris. He used to be, from what I could gather, he was an MMA player that leveled up. He did like the likes of Magic Johnson. You remember Magic Johnson played ball, and then he decided to be an entrepreneur, and he leveled up, and he has most of the bulk of his money is coming from all of his entrepreneurial adventures. You see, Michael Jordan did the same thing. Once he stopped playing ball, he became owner, I think, part owners in football and baseball teams. And then he still has his Air Jordan shoe brand that he's still receiving lots and lots of money from. He's doing a lot of different things. So I guess his character is kind of based on that, which is good. Will approaches him because he wants to be in Quentin's Young Gifted and Black program that allows for young people who have great ideas and things like that to be able to connect with other people and then have an idea and then run a business. We also see that Carlton, bless his heart, child, Carlton has gone through his 40 days worth of sobriety. He is ready to go home. Um, he's ready to go home, but he is I'm really not really excited. When we saw the trailer, if you watch my Bel Air season 3 predictions, I was not feeling Carlton And this relationship bay, that's what I'm gonna call her. Rehab bay. That's what I'm gonna call her. Rehab bay. I wasn't really feeling rehab bay. But her name is Amira. She helped him through rehab. They got through rehab together. So, he's kind of feeling her. And I'm worried about Carlton because Carlton is not trying to heal thyself. He is so busy still trying to put up a front, still fronting for everybody like he's okay when he knows he's not okay and he doesn't want to express that he's not okay. We see Hillary and Lamarcus. She getting her foot rubbed, and Lamarcus is talking all that little sweet talk. She went on her Europe trip because you remember her and Jazz. She wanted Jazz to declare his love for her. He didn't, so she went on off with Lamarcus, and they gonna come on back. Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv out here showing out with their Essence photo shoot with couples and things like that. It reminded me the way that they were talking, everything. You remember that show that had all of those couples, the black couples, Black Love? I think it was coming on Oprah's channel. And then every time you turn around, there was one of them whose relationship has hit the fan because you remember well anyway, we won't go into that. But it just reminded me of that. Uh Ashley and her little classmate. I'm happy to see Ashley now. I will tell you, uh Ashley was more prominent, but she's not as prominent as I'd like for her to be. But she is prominent in this episode. They have a welcome. She's with her friend. I don't know what her friend's name is. I didn't get that down, but Ashley's with her friend and they're watching her mom, and her friend had made a little comment like, "Oh, your parents are so wonderful and perfect," and Ashley's like, "It really ain't what it seems to be. It really isn't. You know, they may appear to be fine, but they don't look to be fine." So Ashley is you are gauging the health of the Banks family by the way Ashley is maneuvering within the family. So, because you remember when everything was happy, you remember how happy Ashley was and how she was centered in all these little different things. But when you start seeing cracks in the Banks family, you can measure that by the way Ashley is responding. So the family has a nice little welcome home dinner, but baby Ashley is pissed. Now, one of the things I guess when they come home, Carlton is starting to notice little different things. Number one, baby, I'm telling you, I would think most Black Americans are raised pretty much by the same type of parents because they don't pull that door off of Carlton's room. They're like, "Oh no, 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 my son, you in there snorting with all the booger sugar in your room and all that other stuff." No, we got to see what's going on now. You don't have that kind of privacy and anything. You don't have that kind of trust anymore. And even to the point he can't even use the bathroom in his room. He has to use the bathroom. And that's just the consequences of the behavior. There's going to be consequences for your actions. So he has to use the bathroom across the hall. They got to do piss tests. They got to do all those types of things with him now because, he has broken the trust of the family. So they have a nice little, look like a sushi dinner. It looked nice. They had a little dinner and everything like that. And everybody is trying to welcome him back and, be as kind and gentle as they can. But baby Ashley was like, "We're gonna talk about this rehab because you remember last season, Carlton barked up at her so bad that he grabbed her. And Ashley has not forgotten that. So they had their dinner. Carlton recognizes the lock on the wine cellar. Ashley starts asking questions, and the whole dinner was awkward. And Will was trying his best to try to make try to be Will and try to make everybody comfortable and try to make everybody happy, but it was still awkward. And I think a lot of that had to do with the parents having guilt. Phil feels like he was too hard on Carlton. Vivian feels like he was too soft on Carlton. Hillary feeling like she wasn't there for Carlton. Will, you remember how him and Carlton always went back and forth and back and forth, and he's like he wants to be his Uber friend and Uber cousin, and Ashley feeling like she was the one that supported him and he turned on her. So let's continue. So Aunt Viv is talking about, and there are talking about their new roles, because you know that Aunt Viv is now the chair of the fellowship. Uncle Phil has a new firm, and so he is working on that. He's working with businesses and things like that, and being an investment kind of company. So he is working on that, and in between all of that, they're planning a Juneteenth party, and so let me see. So we're gonna go back to the sushi party. Ashley, I just wanted what was interesting to me. Ashley kept prodding and kept prodding about the rehab, and did Carlton do good in the rehab? And he was like, yeah. He says, you can't heal what you won't reveal, um, and it's okay at that point. But Ashley is still kind of side eyeing Carlton. Um, Highlight of the episode, Will is excited because he's going to do this mentorship, and he's excited about the tournament ball. And him and Carlton go out to some place to get some food. And who do they run into? Lou Smith. Child, apparently Lou never did go back to Philly. Lou went and found him an apartment, and he's cutting hair out in Inglewood, and he ran up on Will, and Will is just he's taken aback because of the fact his father is there and didn't say that he was there, because you do realize that I think after the uh first episode, I think first season or the second season, where he choked Will up and everything like that, it kind of left off like that. But Lou didn't tell anybody that he was there. Jeffrey went figuring out that Lou has been living in Inglewood ever since that incident. He's got an apartment, he's got a job. He's been there for weeks, and that kind of messed Will up. That was messing in his head, because Will still has a longing to want to know his father, and why did his father leave. He still has that longing, that still ache. Still a big ache for Will, and he ended up. Let me see. Yeah, they found out that he works at a barbershop, and I put on here, Will is effed up. Uh, and so he's still kind of reeling from that. Hillary, let's get to Hillary really quick. Hillary goes back to the house. She's back there with Ivy. I'm still trying to figure out their relationship, but they seem like they're good friends. The other two girls that were in the house, they left the house. So Ivy was just explaining to Hillary, you've been gone for a month. They waited for you to come back. You didn't come back because you was running the house. So they decided to move on. Ivy said, having houses are being played out, having influencer houses are played out. They're going to have to just basically figure out how they're going to make their money and do whatever. Hillary has all these brand deals. Hillary is signed up with this big company. Hillary's doing well. Her and LaMarcus are in a good place. Now, Ivy spies that Hillary has something to say, but Hillary is keeping it stum. And Ivy thinks that Hillary is hiding a pregnancy, and tells her, baby Ivy is such a beautiful name. So Jeffrey, you remember Jeffrey is still reeling about who is sending him pictures with Frederick and stuff like that. So he is souped up all of the security inside and out. He's teaching Phil how to work it. Phil is telling him, look, if you feel the way you do, you feel the way you do. If you want to beef up the security, beef up the security. And he does that. When Carlton, I neglected to explain that when he got out of rehab, his one purpose was to see if he can get to this Princeton interview and get this Princeton summer program. And that ends up falling out of the way because of the fact that he was, word gets around that he was sniffing on that booger sugar, and freaked out and went to rehab. So the person who was sponsoring him pulled the sponsorship. So he was not able to get that meeting with Princeton. Will finally goes over and he sees his father. He's all choked up, and they go back and forth. And Lou reveals that he played ball like he did, and he thought ball was his way out and everything like that. And Will is starting to see some similarities between him and his father, and that bothers him because he knows the path that his father went down. And so Will is explaining, that he feels a little bit better that he has an aunt and uncle that have opened him up to different things. But Lou puts his foot in his mouth, saying that he didn't have a silver spoon or whatever he was saying. But it ended up that meeting kind of just it wasn't good on either party. And I think the thing that it would be so important is that if they're going to have a relationship, or if they're going to even try, they really have to go through some counseling. They really have to do that. They just can't meet each other and think everything is going to play. You can't be delusional on both parties that that's going to happen. You're going to have a third party that's going to have to work that out. And that's not something that Viv and Uncle Phil can do for them. They have to work that out, and they have to want to do that. So then we have the Juneteenth party. Carlton apologizes to Ashley. Ashley accepts the apology. Um Will and Ashley make it a point to tell Hillary that they are rooting for Jazz. They don't have really anything. It's not like they have anything against LaMarcus, but they really do feel like Hillary does not like LaMarcus like she says she does. Baby Rehab Bay comes to the party. Viv tells her, "Look, you've got to tend to yourself. You was in rehab just like Carlton was in rehab. You need to be figuring out what you're going to be doing instead of trying to have a relationship with my son, because that's not going to work out. That's just that's a whole nother addiction." And she tells Amina that, and Amina leaves. um Carlton speaks up for Will with Quentin, and then Quentin decides that both of them are going to come together and come up with the business plan, the business model, and they were going to be partners, because he was swayed by the great words that Carlton said about Will. Baby, Jeffrey is spooked. Jeffrey has an apartment outside of the home. He's looking around. He's spooked because he believes that whoever's over in London is messing up has found out that Frederick is over there, and he's trying to keep him hid. Meanwhile, um, Jazz comes to the party. Him and Hillary talk. Uh, him and Hillary talk. She gets upset, and baby, next thing you know, she lets everybody know that her and LaMarcus are engaged. He asked her to marry him, and she accepted. So that is pretty much the bulk of the first episode. I will tell you, this was just an episode that they just brought out people to make sure that we remember. Just brought out some stuff. They kind of put a kibosh on the influencer house storyline for Hillary. That's gone. We're now into Hillary is a full-fledged influencer. She's making money. Her and Ivy are making money. They're I don't know if Hillary is still living in the home, or more she's just using that as an office base. I'm not really sure, but she has gotten a lot of connections through LaMarcus. LaMarcus has introduced her to a lot of connections. So she is very happy with that. She's very happy with the connections. However, I think she still feels some kind of a way about Jazz. And baby, when her and Jazz got together, and Jazz told her she was a coward. She's a runner. She's a track star. Anytime things get hard, she runs. He told her that when school got hard, she ran. When her job or something like that got hard, she ran. And then when their relationship didn't work out, she ran. He called her a coward. And baby, that's when she went and told everybody that she was engaged. So I like this episode. I liked it because of the fact that we were reintroduced to the characters. We see that all of those storylines that happened back then, they're not really wrapping them up, but they're showing us how those storylines, Will and his father, Will and his tournament basketball, Will trying to make sure that his life outlook looks so much different than his father's. We see Carlton have to come to some realization that he's going to have to be humble. People are just not going to just say, "Oh, you just went to rehab and everything's okay." No, he has to have a moment to understand that he is still perpetrating a fraud. He's being two-faced. He's trying to show his family, "Oh, I'm okay," while simultaneously not being okay, because he really truly doesn't have the skills to handle disappointment. He feels like he's supposed to be perfect and fit in everywhere, and he's starting to realize that that's not something that he can do. And I think that once he comes to the realization that he has to figure out who Carlton is outside of being a Banks, I think he'll do better. uh I'm so interested to see what's going on between Hillary and Jazz, just because I'm nosy, and how that's going to affect LaMarcus. That's because I'm nosy. uh Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv, you can see that there's, with all the stuff going on with Will, all the stuff going on with Hillary and Ashley and Carlton, you can see that that is starting to put a stress on their relationship. So we hope that they're going to be able to work this out. All right, people. What y'all think about this first episode? Are y'all happy that Bel Air is back? I am so happy that Bel Air is back. This is just making me, and I find out that they're dropping the episodes earlier in the day. So going forward, you may see me do a review earlier in the day, because I didn't realize that the episodes first of all, I didn't realize they were dropping three. And second, I didn't realize that they dropped them so earlier in the day. Because if I remember correct, I don't remember if they dropped those episodes. I don't know why I thought they dropped it at 8 o'clock. But anyway, we got three episodes. I'm excited. So stay tuned for my next episode review. Please tell a friend, tell a kin, tell a coworker, tell that heifer that you can't stand, that I'm over here making these videos. These are all the ways that you can support my channel. Please, please, please do so. And as always, people, bye bye.